In this video, I will be speaking about USD JPY. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I will be covering the technical aspect. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we're testing a very strong monthly support area. This zone was acting as previous resistance here, which was broken to the upside and turned support here. And at the moment it is once again acting as support here. So what we could expect is some potential bullish price action to be created away from this area. Dropping down on the weekly, we can see how from a weekly perspective, this is previous weekly support, once again acting as support here, which we could expect the market to potentially continue to reject to the upside. However, it is also important to keep in mind that if we look closely, we can see how we do have some minor resistance at this zone, which was the previous weekly support from which this rejection to the upside was created, which was broken to the downside here, started acting as resistance and is currently still acting as resistance. Dropping down on the daily, what do we see? Now, from a daily perspective, things become quite interesting because what we can see is that in creating this move to the upside, the market is also currently printing a W formation. And in general, after the creation of a W, what you would expect is first a potential completion of the W at the neckline, and then more potential bullish price action for the creation of an impulse correction, an impulse pattern to the upside. So what we could expect here is a bit of short-term bearish price action and then longer-term bullish continuation. Now, is exactly what we need for USD JPY to continue higher. So it would appear here like there is a good probability, especially if we will have the completion of the W formation, to see first the completion of the W and then more potential bullish price action to be created away from this zone that if we identify it here on the left, we can see how is exactly this one here, which is the neckline of this W formation, aka this previous resistance, which is now turned support here. So how we could be approaching first this potential move to the downside and then this potential continuation higher. Now, as usual, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames. So 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what we could be doing, potentially also with students, is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the upside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bullish market as we would have to an intraday bearish market. And if the market would shift from an intraday bullish to bearish market and provide to us one of our valid entries, at that point we could be looking first for a potential move to the downside, and then if the market would once again provide to us one of our valid entries, we could be looking for the potential longer-term bullish continuation. Now, if you enjoyed this free analysis education and update, make sure that you drop a like and a comment. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you, and I will see you in my next breakdown.